So sorry, I've been a little flaky lately. In the past 4 weeks, I've only posted 2 videos. I will get back into my weekly routine. Basically, Steven and I have been wedding venue shopping, and there's a lot that goes into it. So I've kind of gotten carried away with it, but I've given myself a reality check, and I'm back with this week's video. So since starting my website and my YouTube channel, I have realized that probably a large majority of my audience right now is actually under 18. At least that's the demographic where most of my interactions come from. So there might be a portion of my audience that's a little underrepresented right there, but I digress. This led to a realization that a young writer's woes will be a little different than mine. So we're gonna time warp. I mean, you aren't, but I am. You just get to watch. To my middle school days, so I can dig down deep and give you some advice. I wish I had some like fake braces. I had braces in middle school. Anyway, whatever. So if you ask any established author how long they've been writing, what do you think the answer is gonna be? Long time. Most of them since they were in grade school, be that middle school or elementary school. Most of them were avid readers from a young age, and then once they realized that somebody actually wrote that book, I mean, we all have that realization, right? They wanted to become a writer. So why is this video important at all? Like so many things in life, starting something at a young age has its benefits, but it also has its challenges, sometimes a lot of them. When I was younger, doing something like writing and reading were super duper dorky and nobody thought it was cool. I don't know how it is nowadays, but I certainly hope it's gotten better. It's so important to nurture that inner word monster. Devour the books that you want to read and then just practice writing whenever you can. Who knows, that inner word monster could be the next J.K. Rowling. Let's be real though, nobody can replace her. Or Stephen King. Is that a little far reaching? Probably, but that's what dreaming's for. So reach. So what do we need as young people in order to grow as writers? You're gonna hate me for this one. Number 1, read more and write more. It's so simple, and you're probably thinking it's too simple, Vivien, but it's not too simple. It's the basics. Seems like a terrible tip, but it's not. To be good at anything, unless you're Jesus, you need to practice. Even people who are amazing at something find things to improve upon. Take basketball, for example. How does somebody who's amazing at basketball improve their skills? My lack of basketball jargon here should be enough to let you know that basketball is not a sport that I follow. That person improves by understanding what they're lacking. How do they know what they're lacking? They watch other great players. They ask said players. They stalk them and figure out what it is that's working so well for them. They're doing their research, even if it's creepy. Reading is your research, and writing is your practice. Read things that you want to read, but also don't be afraid to branch out. If you don't normally read thriller novels, go ahead and give one a go. You never know if you're going to be able to use something thriller-esque in your next book, and you may find you enjoy it a lot. You also need to read about the craft though. There is a plethora of information available online. You don't even need to go to your library anymore. The internet is your library. That's what I did. I went to the library. Old school. Kira would like to say something. And what happened? Your breath stinks. She's gonna bite me. Ow! Oh! Ow! Oh my god, when good huskies go bad. She like raked my skin off. Oh, she was being so nice. Look, now she's looking all innocent. Alright, let's see if I'm bleeding. Nope, let's continue. But I would still utilize your local library. Just check out any books that you want. You want to know information on outlining or publishing or books on dialogue, anything like that. Trust me, you always need to be learning. So start young and your writing's going to improve dramatically by the time you're older. Like me. Tip number 2, patience, young grasshopper. This one's a hard one because nobody under the age of 20 is a patient being. We see something online and we want it now. Thank you, Amazon. We go to a restaurant and we get angry that they have to cook our food because it's taking too long. We drive to school or work and then we get angry that other people are doing the same thing. Damn them. Most of us will always be impatient, but I strongly urge you to be patient about your writing, particularly when you're young. It's a skill that's kind of useful throughout your adult life. Let me paint a picture of what you really need to be patient about. So you have a beautiful idea pop into your head and you want to write it immediately and you want to get famous overnight. That's not how it happens at all. This was one thing that actually stopped me from finishing some of my stories. It takes a while for most of us to write, especially if it's your first full-length novel. My gusto would peter out and then I'd kind of move on to another project a couple months down the line. It takes hard work and that hard work takes time. Take a deep breath and know from the get-go that there's no hard and fast way to be a famous author in such a short time. Be realistic setting your goals and just keep trucking forward. Number 3, learn how to juggle. You're gonna have a full schedule if you want to take writing seriously. If you're in school and you already have extracurriculars or sports that you play or friends that you want to hang out with, then you're gonna need to learn to juggle. Probably already know how to juggle, but you might need to get better at it. We all have things to do. The number one excuse I hear from people not writing is that they don't have time. None of us are sitting around with nothing to do. Time doesn't pop its little meerkat head up and beg us to do something with it. With that, you need to learn what's worth your juggling efforts. In other words, you need to prioritize. If you love getting home and playing a video game, do you really need to play it for 3 hours straight? If you love staying late with your friends after school, do you really need to do it for 2 hours? Something I learned in college, and don't laugh because I know it took me forever, is to map out your day in an Excel spreadsheet. Put little blocks of time in it, then figure out things that you need to do throughout the day. Like, you need to do them. Not things that you want to do or like cool things you want to whatever. Things that you need to do. Eating, sleeping, taking the bus, going to school, attending your classes. If you want to work out, when you need to shower. Everything that you need to do. And once you have all those little blocks filled in and how long each one of them takes you, now see what you have left. When I first did this, I found that I had larger blocks than what I thought I would have. I was wasting a lot of time, and most of that time was browsing stuff on the internet. Some of it was stupid. I would just get lost on YouTube and I'd find these funny videos and, cats and stuff. But I wasn't taking advantage of my time as well as I could have. An extra hour of Netflix every day doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the year, that's 15 whole days of you doing nothing but watching Netflix. So prioritize what you really need to do versus what you want to do. Any leftover time that you have, you can choose to do with whatever you want. If you're serious about writing though, you already know what I'm gonna say you should do with your time. Number 4, unsupportive friends. We all have them. Those people that we're close with that are so cynical about everything that they shoot down an idea as soon as they hear it. Guess what? You don't need them. I don't tell those people I'm writing anything at all because I already know nothing good is going to come of it. I might be friends with them for other reasons or seek their advice on other things, but I know that I can't go to them openly like I can with a true friend. But if your true friends are the ones that think you won't be able to do it, maybe you should get new friends. Really though, make some new writing friends that you can go to when you're excited about a new story or a new character that's popped into your head. I don't hit up Steven for girly advice because he's not a girl. Who am I kidding? I hit him up for everything. Don't hit up friends to talk about writing with if you know they don't like writing. They could like cars and you don't. You can like writing and they don't. That's cool. The important thing is to find friends that are supportive. You don't need to replace the ones you already have. Just find other friends that you can go to for writerly topics. Hopefully these are also friends that will give you good critiques and advice when it comes time to share your story. Now, little quick insert right here. What do you do if your parents aren't really supportive? Unfortunately, you're probably gonna have to listen to your parents. Most times it might be because you're not doing your homework and instead you're choosing to read because it's research. That's what they're gonna do. They're the parent. They're gonna do little carrots. Or you haven't cleaned your room because you're working on your writing career. If there really doesn't appear to be any reason why they're not supporting it, then just sit down and have a talk with them. Or you can stand, whatever's like more chill for your family. My family's pretty chill. If it's something that you're doing in your off time though, chances are they're not gonna care if you do it. I can see some parents being a little concerned if you tell them you want to be a full-time writer for the rest of your life. You might want to work on a day job first and then transition to full-time writing. For some people, whatever works. Number 5, goose fraba. Most of you might not get that reference, but chill out. No, I'm not telling you to chill out about not getting it. I'm telling you to chill out because that's my tip. You're young, you've got time to enjoy your writing career and your teen years. Trust me, they go by really fast. Might not seem like it, but they go by fast. Here's another little useful life tip. Time goes by faster the older you get, so quit trying to grow up. Don't set goals that are too tough and then stress over meeting all of them. I tend to do this a lot because I want results fast, and then I pull my hair out trying to get everything done in time. I just need to take a step back and breathe. It's not a race. No one's gonna beat you to a finish line. The writing industry will be around whenever you decide to publish. School can be stressful enough. Don't pile too much onto your plate because you think you're Superwoman or Superman. You're gonna have to take time to study, and tests will stress you out. Holy slurs. And what Bobby Sue did to Johnny that made Maria so upset will ruin your week. That's not me making fun of teenage problems either, because we've all been there. It's hard to see past the end of high school because for most of us, every problem seemed like the end of the world. But your world will get bigger little by little each and every day. And then your problems will seem a lot less like the end of the world variety. High school is stressful on its own, and there's a lot of pressure coming at you from a bunch of different directions. Don't turn something you enjoy into another point of stress. Enjoy it and take it easy. Goose frog. Alrighty, that's all the tips I have for my young writers out there. I realize that most of these tips can be applied to the general population, but I kind of wanted to put it in context for our young writers. Just keep writing them. Even if you only do 1 hour a week, doing it a little bit is always better than doing nothing. Developing the habit can be the hardest part. You're already used to going to school 8 hours a day, and you might not be used to writing an hour each day after school. Just do it whenever you can. Break out your laptop on the bus ride, or just type it into your phone. I've done this plenty of times before, waiting in dentist's office, or sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Don't text and drive though, or write and drive. I'm serious. We're all writers here, but it's up to you to develop and grow as a unique young writer. All right, so I hope this is really helpful for all of you, not just young writers. I do have some people on here that are watching that have already written and published some books. If you've got some tips that helped you while you were growing up in writing, or something that you wish you could go back and tell yourself, just leave it down in the comments section below and we can share it with the world. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I post new writing videos every Wednesday, and if you ever have any suggestions or tips for my new videos, you can tweet me at Vivien Reis. Bye guys. Jesus, she's like Dr. Lecter, cutting me up.